Do you ever feel like life just gets so crazy that you need to escape?
In this episode, we talk about escapism, both healthy ways to escape and unhealthy ways.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Why You Worried About It. I am Lindsay Bush, HR Director with Country Crossroads Counseling.
And hi, everybody. I'm Susie Arbo, licensed professional counselor. We're on this journey to a better you, a better all of us. And so we get super excited to do our episodes and to think of topics that people can really relate to. A lot of times it's things that maybe we're going through, or a friend or a loved one or a client of ours is kind of experiencing. So we always just think, the more we can kind of talk about things and get stuff out there, the better we can all get together.
Yep, I'm so excited that everybody can join in on my therapy session today because the topic Susie's picked out today is perfect.
Mhm.
Do you want to
It
tell them what it's
is.
about?
Yeah. So it's a word called escapism. And once I kind of explain what it is, I think that you guys all kind of will relate to it. But it's really just like how it sounds. You are actually like escaping or taking a break from reality. And there's what we call healthy escapism, and then there's what we call unhealthy escapism. And we're going to kind of just unpack both of them because I feel like a lot of us, not that we're intentionally trying to do it, it just kind of becomes part of our norm. And then we kind of fall into this, kind of this cycle of unhealthy escapism, if you will.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you're going to tell us about it because honestly, I don't think people even realize you're doing it. You know what I mean? Like it just becomes so natural and normal to you that then it's like when you learn about it, you're like, oh gosh, I actually, and I think that's the first time I was listening to you speak to a group and you were talking about it, and I had to laugh because I was like, holy cow. Yeah, guys ever go to church and you feel like the pastor is talking just to you? Like that's how I felt whenever you were talking about it. I was like, okay, she's coming for me. So, I mean, I didn't even realize I was doing it. So, it's really interesting though. And then when I'll hear little things now, and it is both, like you said, healthy and unhealthy. Like there are times when we absolutely have to separate, walk away, those kind of things, and calm your mind. And then there's times where you're probably doing it more unhealthy if you're anything like me, where it's just like, oh, I'm going to stay busy every day, all day. And then I don't have to deal with all the yucky stuff, like
Mhm.
feelings and that sounds scary.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So the unhealthy, and Lindsay, by the way, I wasn't just talking to you.
Felt
I was
personal.
talking to everybody, including myself, because I needed to hear it too. But basically, the unhealthy version of unpacking is when you avoid uncomfortable feelings or your responsibilities, right? Like as an adult, or maybe your work because you're dreading them, or reality. And so examples of this could be anything from getting on your phone and scrolling social media, right? Maybe you have a little break or whatever, and you're just going through the reels and you just keep kind of letting it go. And you're like, maybe you've got 15 other things to do, but you just let yourself go on that, right? Or maybe it's watching, it's Saturday, you've had a big week and you're just like, you know what, I'm just going to binge watch Netflix. I've got this series I'm watching and I got Landman and I'm going to catch up, or I'm going to, and you just kind of go on and you keep watching those episodes, right? Even something as silly as like overeating and emotional eating, just like grabbing a bag of chips or a thing of candy or something, and then you're mindlessly doing it, and you're not even like really intentionally, maybe even hungry. You know what I mean? And so those are just kind of some examples. Even just, like a lot of people enjoy, I know I do, enjoy like a nice drink, or like a glass of wine or that kind of thing. And then all of a sudden you're just, drinking more and more or whatever because you're just trying to escape maybe some of those feelings that you might be having, right? So there's lots of different ways that people use escapism. Another kind of unhealthy way, and anything in moderation is fine. But let's say you load up your Amazon cart, right? Or your Shein cart or your Temu or whatever you're into. And you're like, I've had a really rough couple weeks here. I deserve to spend some money on myself, right? I don't spend money on myself very often. I deserve to. And then it's almost kind of like you just kind of get hooked in, and you're not really processing your feelings, like whatever those might be. And you're just kind of, avoiding them is what it is.
Yeah, it makes me think. So all of those things, and there's so many, like all of those things I do. And when you mix the
Me
two,
too.
sometimes it
Mhm.
gets real bad. You hit purchase all in that cart, and you didn't mean to. Um, but is anybody else, how many times have you ever, has anybody planned trips that you know you're never going to go on or you can't afford to
Mhm.
go on? I don't know how many
Mhm.
times I'm like, I need to escape my mind. I want to go on a trip. I want to do something. So I'll start planning a trip and I'm never going to go. Like, I don't have time. I don't have the money right now. I know I don't. But the idea of planning a trip, I don't know, it makes my mind wander. And I'm like, oh, how nice it would be, how fun it would be. And, maybe one day I'll get to go on one of those trips. But right now I got a bunch planned that they're not going to happen.
That is another example of escapism, just kind of, escaping into that thing. And in moderation, it would be fine, right?
Sure.
But we know it becomes a problem when it's like when it becomes like prolonged and you are using it just to avoid reality. And that's kind of the number one thing that we kind of look at. Also, and it could be something that you need to face that you're just like, you know what, I need to make that difficult phone call, but I don't want to, so I'm going to keep scrolling. Another thing that you might know, or it might kind of be like an alarm clock ringing, is if you feel actually worse after you've done that thing, right? Like maybe you've spent hours, watching that show and you're so excited to watch the show, but then you're like, oh my gosh, my house is a disaster. I should have played a game with my kids, or I should have, went to the gym or did something. And then you look back and you kind of feel like anxious and guilty and that kind of thing because you are not doing the things that would make you actually feel
Hmm.
better, right? And healthier.
Yeah. And I think that happens more often than not because then you kind of shame yourself and then it kind of creates this cycle that you just kind of get into where then you might do something small to make yourself feel better, but really you wasted an entire day of really productive time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And another kind of red flag is if it starts to affect like your work or your relationships or your finances, right?
Mhm.
And so that's kind of a indicator that, you know what, this escapism for me isn't serving me anymore right now. Or maybe I need to limit my time, right? Maybe I need to do 10 minutes of this instead of 4 hours of it, right? So just right now, we always kind of like to do a call to action and just kind of apply this to your life, but just thinking about you in general and what maybe your escapism might be, just kind of identifying that first. And then thinking about, how much time we're into time audits. I love to do time audits just where you kind of figure out where you're spending your time. And if it is significant, then let's talk about what that looks like and trying to, set some boundaries for yourself in that area so you do feel better. And I kind of want to turn it right now into talking about what we call healthy escapisms because there are things that are actually really good for you to do that is actually healthy coping skills. Again, in moderation, right? But thinking about those things that might be something that might charge you up and make you feel better, right? Maybe it is a workout, right? And I'm not saying work out all day. I'm saying, 30 minutes can do a lot for a body, or even 50 minutes. Or maybe it is just a walk outside, a brisk walk outside. Or maybe it's a prayer or a devotion, that kind of thing. And spending time, you know, when something that you walk away from and you feel positive about and you feel productive and you feel that it's helping you as a human. That's actually what we call a healthy escapism.
Yeah. And I think if people would start looking at and recognizing, I think first is what are you doing? If you are doing the negative ones, what can you replace it with? Right.
Hmm.
And maybe start small, just like we say with anything, because I loved a good binge of a series. Like I love it. But maybe next time I say, and I'm not going to watch any episodes until I finish a walk outside, or I'm going to do so, read a book for a little bit if I need to clear my head. And then probably, like you say, momentum builds momentum. It's a good chance I'm not going to sit then and watch three
Hmm.
episodes of something. I feel better now and I'm going to get more stuff done and I'm going to stay more active and keep my mind in a healthier space than just completely um, diving into the bad unhealthy ones maybe.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Some other examples of healthy escapisms could be finding a creative outlet for you. So maybe if you're a type of person that likes to even, do some drawing or painting or coloring, or maybe you like to redecorate, right? Or move things around and whatnot, or organize.
Mm-hmm.
Keep things kind of clean. Like those are all feel good types of things. Even just like talking with a friend. If you've got something going on in your life and just that connection and just kind of, unloading for a little bit and saying, okay, I've got this thing going on in my life and I need to talk about it. I need support. That's healthy, right? Now, if you drain your friend every time and, it's hours of just talking about your own personal health or issues, and that's another thing, right? But just any of these things in moderation can just be really, really healthy and really a good thing. So if you can think right now in your own life, who's ever listening out there, I know I'm kind of doing my own little inventory of what are the things that really do charge me up? Like what are the things that feel good and that you love doing? Like I have a couple things that come to mind. What do you have that comes to mind for you, Lindsay?
I was trying to think as far as like personally and professionally, because I feel like this falls into both, because I feel like people like to escape things at work that you don't want to do too, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking work, and I know what we do, we're all remote, so it's really flexible. It's awesome. For me, charging me up is our meetings. We have a weekly
Mm-hmm.
team meeting, and I absolutely love it because then it gets me it's kind of holds the accountability for everybody on the team. And then it's short and sweet. It's intentional. Like it's not like we're just there to waste everybody's time. We're done as soon as we're done. And I always feel so motivated after that. And it charges me back up. Whenever I feel like I don't meet with the team or, even we skipped 1 week this last week, it's like, okay, I don't have, like that pressure maybe and good anxiety pushing me to want to do those things. So definitely, I think that, the healthy, but I almost consider that like talking with a friend. Like when I talk with the team, like that's how I feel. Like it feels good
Mm-hmm.
to get it out there, to get a plan. So I love that. And then personally, I was trying to think, like I love people. So I feel like talking with people and being with people really charges me up. I definitely love that, and spending time with it, whether it be my kids or my friends or whatever. Like I don't know, I definitely think that's good. I need to do better about a lot of these other ones. Now, I could go on and on forever if you want to talk about the unhealthy part of it, because I know I do too much of that. But really, I think spending time with people and talking is something that I really enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yep. Connection, I feel like
Mhm.
is huge, and you are an extroverted person, so that makes
A little
that
bit.
makes sense, which is great. Yeah. Some of the things that I love just going for a walk in nature. Like I feel like $1,000,000 whenever I pray or do my devotions. That always helps kind of charge me up. I love spending time with animals. And I love working out too. I love a good like workout class or a YouTube video or a dance video, that kind of thing. So those are just little examples. And then kind of our thing that we want to kind of leave you with today is these questions. We've got a couple questions to ask you. So, taking your escapisms versus healthy and unhealthy, am I using this to recharge or avoid? Okay, so is this recharge or avoid? So, getting very, very clear and aware of that. That's a huge step. Another one, do I feel better or do I feel worse after doing this thing? Okay. Is this helping me face life or is it helping me escape life? And then the final question is, what am I not dealing with in life right now? That's a big one right there.
Yeah.
You know,
Shots
thinking
fired,
about that.
folks.
Yeah, yep. So just know that escapism is normal. Use it for the good. Find healthy things. Limit the unhealthy things. Obviously, nobody is perfect, and nobody can ever live a perfect life where they, time everything out. Whatever. That's not at all what we're saying. We just want you to be aware of these things and use your time wisely, because we always talk about, Lindsay, that we only get so many hours in a day, and time is our most precious resource. So really figuring out, because every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. So you say yes to social media, you're saying no to that walk outside, right? And so just kind of being aware today. Escapism, that's the word.
Yeah. And it sounds scary, but I think just knowing what it is, guys, like, and just taking that internal look and recognizing what you're doing and when you're doing it. Because I promise you, there's a lot of things you probably don't even realize you're doing it. I had no idea. And then now I catch myself all the time, and it's like, well, hmm, it's part of it. But, and I think it's like you said, it's natural. Like it's obviously, if something's uncomfortable, your body's going to be like, yeah, I don't like it. I don't want it. But
Hmm.
what can we replace it with, or how can we make it feel better? Yeah, and I love all those points. And yeah, like, am I using it to recharge or to avoid? Oh gosh, I should
Hmm.
have that like on a mirror.
Yeah,
And I just look at
I
all the time. Maybe
know.
the
Me
background of my
too.
phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
No,
a
I
really good
think,
point.
just being aware of it, and whatnot and working on that's what we can do. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode. We've got some things coming up for you guys. If you're local and you want to come to one of our events, we've got a cool one coming up in the next couple of weeks called Drive. It's May
Yes.
14th. It's from 6 to 8. And it's an amazing opportunity just to come out in the community. Anybody is welcome. If you are in the mental health field, we should say that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. This is like
It
a holiday
is.
for us in the mental health field.
Yes.
But we are offering CEs, like credits for it. So if you are in the mental health field, you can get those. But if you are a teacher or a mom or a dad or anybody can benefit from these workshops. And
Yep.
so we're going to have it and we're excited. It's called Thrive.
Yes. Grab your friends. We've even had couples come and have it be a date
Hmm.
night. And like, how healthy is that? If you want to talk, like it's so cool to see people that want to step up. And I love the girls' nights where you get a group together and you come, and we always make it so much fun. There's tons of different things you can hear about, but definitely check it out. And then please keep letting us know what you guys want to hear about. We love the feedback from our show. I know me and Susie, we never get tired of hearing people say what they like, what they don't like. Like,
Hmm.
let us know. And I know we are due to schedule our live. We've got another live
Yep.
Q&A that we want to get going. So we're super excited to do that. Watch us and follow us on Facebook. That's a really good way to catch all of our events, everything we're doing out in the communities, trying to raise awareness for mental health in any way we can. And then check us out on our website. It's countrycrossroadscounseling.com. You can always reach us that way. We'd love to hear from you guys. And if you ever want to be on the show, let us know because we love our guests.
That's right. We're really grateful for you all, and we're happy to be on this journey of life with you.